Well, it is one of, not the largest, urban development projects in the country. And now, with the financing in place, Port Covington is set to break ground late this year. But there's still the matter of who will actually be breaking that ground. ABC 2 News' Brian Kubler is here now to explain.
In the deal struck between Sagamore Development and the city for that TIF, 30% of the jobs will go to Baltimore residents, but many of those residents will need to be trained in one of the largest workforce development programs this city has ever seen. A big idea that saw its humble beginnings last Thursday night.
Heavy machinery too.
It's graduation night, but this class of just 8 Baltimore City residents isn't holding diplomas. Their degree is a wooden chest or a lit shelving unit, proof to prospective employers that they've learned a trade.
This is a place where you can come with an idea and build it. And it's not just, again, the tools, it's the people.
One of those people is Jason Hardebeck. He's the CEO of the Foundery, a section of Sagamore Development's City Garage in South Baltimore. He calls it a maker's space, a mission to provide community access to industrial-grade tools and training. From metal to wood to textiles, people can learn a trade here. Anyone can sign up, but last week's Elite 8, as they named themselves, were put together with the help of the Center for Urban Families and Sagamore Development. A test case, as men with barriers to employment were chosen to spend the last 2 months learning a brand new trade.
To put together a pilot and see how we could use the Foundry to really speed up this pre-apprenticeship, if you will, and see how we can increase capacity.
This is just the start, us just getting started on that long runway of work.
This is a blueprint.
This is a blueprint.
Alicia Wilson is the Vice President of Community Affairs with Sagamore Development.
We will build it
together.
One of the largest urban renewal projects in the country is going to require one of the largest workforce development programs to match. Wilson has been helping draw up the plans of such a program for more than a year now, and last week's graduation was a small-scale pilot, using the Foundry in part to help train low or no-skill workers for a life's work.
We will fine-tune those things on a small scale so that when the TIF is issued, we are prepared, fully prepared, to welcome Baltimore City residents into the site for jobs, careers, and hopefully ownership.
The proof, Sagamore says, can be found in the craftsmanship of the projects by the first 8 residents to graduate. Just the first step in what the company says could impact a generation in Baltimore.
In real fashion, people are going to be removed from the corners. They are going to have an opportunity to have a meaningful share. And this is just a test case. In this pilot, we have 8 new ambassadors that will go back to their community and say, this is real. It can happen to you. You should buy in, you should take the time, and you should be engaged because the job is on the other side.
Now, Sagamore says it plans to run a few more pilots like this one in the coming months. It hopes to have the larger workforce development program in place by the end of this year. Sagamore expects the first of the TIF money and Port Covington construction to start at least by the beginning of 2018.